Hello ladies and gentlemen, Extentor here and welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to be attempting to land at Kai Tak International Airport, which is located in Hong Kong. Now this airport shut almost 20 years ago, but luckily it's still in most mobile flight simulators and most PC flight simulators for us to have the fun challenge and approach. Now for most of you who know the Kai Tak landing, we're going to be attempting the checkerboard landing, which is where you descend over the little sea or ocean around Hong Kong, and you fly literally straight forward towards a mountain, where you then see a little checkerboard on the hill, and there you will take manual control and make a steep right turn towards the runway. Now, thankfully, we had ATC on our landing here, so someone was ever so luckily, thank you, Kenley, for being air traffic control on this landing, which meant we didn't have to use Unicom, and he was very kind to guide us in with vectors on approach prior to the bit where I began recording the video. So, what you've got here is I'm just now going through making sure everything's on, and I seem to have forgot the landing lights at 10,000 feet, whoops. But that's alright, that's fine, our landing lights are now on. And we're just beginning to make our final right turn here. And as you will see when the map comes up again in a minute, but you can see in the little corner, we're making a right turn. And what I'm doing now is I'm just looking out to see if we can see where this airport is. Now, of course, that's not the airport. And we are also looking out for the checkerboard and the Stonecutter Island, which are also just as important as knowing where the airport is, because the airport will be off to our right when we land. So I did also have my spoilers on flight mode because I was trying to get to a slow speed. Now that's obviously the airport on the right there, which means the checkerboards were there directly in front of us now, which means we're not too far from being there on our short final. So we're just coming into about 3,900 feet here, which is perfect where you want to be, because I wanted to be at about 500 feet for the Stonecutter Islands, which you can see there. And we've just announced inbound for landing because ATC was a bit on and off due to Wi-Fi issues, so that's alright, we can deal with that quite happily and quite easily.
You're in an active airspace. Please contact Kai Tak Tower on 118.7.
So that was Tower again, just logging back in and letting us know they're here, so we're just going to be quiet until we can finish that.
Inbound for landing. We'll make right traffic for runway 13.
So we're heading in for runway 13, which is of course the dangerous runway, and I'm still looking out for that checkerboard because there it is. You can slightly see it. It's very faint from a distance like this, but that checkerboard is in visual for us. We can see it, which is very important because if you can't see it on approach, it's very hard. Luckily, when we flew this, the conditions were literally perfect, so we didn't have much crosswind. There was a bit of wind on the landing, but visual wise we had literally full visibility, minimal clouds, no fog. It's exactly what you could ask for such a challenging landing like this. So here I am again trying to slow down the speed, and I'm just showing you another little view. You probably can't hear me very well now. So I was just showing you the little wing view there we have, because I think on the 747 we are flying a 747 in this today, so it's a very, very tricky landing to turn such a large aircraft on such a steep turn. So we're literally just coming up on our final bits here on our approach, so we've just done that. So ATC again disconnecting, connecting, Wi-Fi issues, that's fine, we can deal with that. So here we are on our short final almost, and I've just announced that I'm on right base because I pretty much was here, and there's the checkerboard, so that's looking all good. So we just affirm that with ATC that we are on our final bit here, so that's looking good, looking good. So they've cleared us to land, like the fourth time, don't worry, at least we're cleared to land. My biggest worry coming into the landing here is that I'd have to do a go around. Now, with doing a go-around, there's no actual major issue with this airport because, of course, it's easy. If we were landing on the other runway, then a go-around would be a very big issue here. So we're going to bring our gear down in just a little minute. But look at the size of this aircraft, such a low altitude, and we're just about to pass over Stonecutter Island, which is a major checkpoint on the approach into Kai Tak International Airport. Now, we did reach an altitude, or I put my vertical speed to 0 at about 840 because I felt if we did go to 500 we'd be a little bit too low and we'd be into a building. which isn't what you want in aviation at all. So we're just hovering, and I'm wanting to hold this altitude, and I've just changed the mode so I can just get a slightly better view of the airport. So them checkerboards are just off to the right a little bit, but we should be making a right turn anytime now following our flight plan. And we are really a bit too far to the left of Stonecutters where I wanted to be right now, but that's okay. So we've just taken manual control. The checkerboard is in full visual, and you can see the little checkerboards there, and the iPad did appear to go a little bit laggy for some reason, but that's okay. So there you go, the checkerboard's fully visual, you can clearly see the checks, taking full manual control, and we are just turning on to literally right final, and you can see that runway now. Now, my big's right, because I landed at Gibraltar the other day, and it was a very similar and tricky landing with a last minute right turn onto the runway, and it is really hard to align your plane if you want that centerline landing, so I was a bit worried about that, but so far it looks so good. So we're looking like we're onto that good landing. I did think we were a little bit low, but I think I'd rather be a bit too low than too high on a landing such as this one. And I felt like we were a little bit off centre line at first, but that was easily fixed by just pointing the nose to the right at a little angle. And then when we touched down, boom, it was a little bit rough, a little bit bumpy, but that's what it is, I guess. There's nothing we can do about a bumpy, rough landing. We landed. Any landing is a good landing, right? So again, ATC straight onto the ground. Just say thank you, good day to him, and we'll get in contact with ground for parking. Now what I'm going to do as well is show you in just a little second the landing from two other perspectives, so you can see how it sort of looks from different areas other than just the cockpit of the 747, because I didn't want to show you this all in replay mode, otherwise you'd be like, oh, it's fake, and you know what I mean. So we've been instructed to leave in the next taxiway. Now we can't take the one on the left there because our aircraft is simply just too big to turn, so we're going to gently, well maybe not gently, just come off the runway right here. So hopefully that's going to work for us nicely in our favour. Just take a little left turn, here we go. Nice and small. We just request taxi to parking because I don't really want to come to a full stop at this hold line. But ATC, there you go, perfectly clear us to taxi to parking, where ATC did eventually not let us do it at our own discretion, and you know, gave us directions. But this is what I like about Kai Tak, just a single taxiway to the runway, and I think in peak days this airport must be so busy. But yeah, so we're going to make just a lovely little left turn on the little turnaround here, and then we'll get straight onto those replays. So that's something I look forward to showing you, because I think it looks much better from the replays this landing in general. So just going to do a very, very quick turn, and then we will be on to that replay in literally just 1 second, or 3 actually. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So here we are on that short final. We're just making that right turn, so you can see the checkerboard there. I was in manual control now. There you go. You see the little dip, and then we're just going to make a lovely little right turn towards that runway now. So looking very, very hard, very tricky this. Trying to keep our speed up as well. Just maintain that speed. We don't want to drop too low or stall, because that would be bad, but we don't want to go too fast so we won't turn and be in line with that runway correctly. It's a big issue we're going to have, big issue, if we were too fast, but luckily we weren't, and you've seen us land already. So here we go. Look at that, over the runway, right where we want to be. That's it, looking good, looking good. Stay up, and we're now over the landing zone. Bang, right in the landing zone. A little bit off centre line now, but that was clearly, obviously going to happen because of that right turn. So now, final perspective. So if you did like this video, please make sure you like and subscribe. Just so everyone knows, if you did make it this far, all videos kind of been pre-recorded because I'm on holiday. But other than that, I hope to see you in my next YouTube video, and enjoy this landing. Good night.
444 Echo Uniform. Contact Kai Tak ground on 1.
Find your way into this wonderland. Cross the